And today's review is about C2. Welcome to EV Nerds. Finally, we got the wide tire electric scooter. What we've missed on a lot of this wide wheel scooter is the stability and possibility to lean into turns like really this. Lean left and right and left. But the problem was that the solid tires did not provide enough traction. So therefore the wheel would slide left and right while you were driving. That's not a good feeling when you're going 45.
We're breaking down this review into a few parts based on our criteria. First impressions, ride quality, exploring the LANGFEITE brand, a look inside the e-scooter, performance tests, range tests, and our favorite features and concluding thoughts. Please enjoy!
By the end of 2023, I went to see on Eicma fair these scooters. I was shocked by the quality. The visitors, all of them, were just looking at the scooters like they saw some aliens from the space. And that's not without a reason. Take a look at yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, rev up your excitement because LANGFEITE is about to unleash the wildest, coolest and most blowing e-scooters of 2024. Picture this, the GT series is not just your ordinary scooter with two wheels. Oh no, we're talking dual 3500 watt continuous power on 13-inch wheels, giving you the trust to reach speeds up to whopping 120 kilometers per hour. That's 74 miles per hour for the speed demons among us. Hold on, my scooter enthusiasts. The fun doesn't stop there. Feast your eyes on the 3-wheel and 4-wheel GT series, where the specs are so insane they make unicorns blush. Giant 84-volt batteries, heck yeah. And the construction? It's like the Avengers teamed up with the best engineers on the planet to create the ultimate e-scooter masterpiece. Now why am I sharing all this to you? It's not just to flex these fancy scooters, it's to showcase the quality that's propelling LANGFEITE straight into the stratosphere in 2024. We'll talk about more in details about these e-scooter models in 2 days, so check that video as well. And now, continue to watch the review. This wicked 48-volt electric scooter ain't just agile. It's rock solid in the corners with its wide tires.
The tire provides enough cushion. You just have to pump it up to 4 bars or 3.5 as the manual would suggest. So this may not be the hardest dirt bike terrain, but respectably, check out what we are going through. And there are some serious holes there. It wants to slide.
Suspension ain't bottoming out. It keeps you cruising smooth, no unnecessary bouncing. Packed with a killer acceleration punch, drawing juice to dual 800 watt motors from its 48 volt 15.6 amp hour battery.
And the moment of truth, jumping through the curves. Okay. So 8-inch 800 watt motor peaks around 950, not too big of a gap between the continuous power and the peak.
The folding clamp and stamp are great, just like on the C1 that we reviewed last year.
This is the folding hook. Put it down and you need to place it here.
Check it. 8-inch tires make it compact enough to roll with your car. Fits right in.
We will forgive the weight of 35 kilograms because of the quality and the overall feel of sturdiness. Everything is fully made in metal, aluminum or magnesium alloy, I don't know, but it's casted correctly, and it feels very, very reliable and stiff. You just peel this off, and below that there are screws. Well, I removed all the screws, but in order to remove the whole part we need to remove this one. This is the only plastic. Let's see if there's any waterproofing. Yes. Okay, but then again I got more screws to get to controller. So these are dual 48 volt 20 amp hour peak controllers. In order to have space and to be very clean, we have these wires coming throughout the frame. This wire has enough space, so when you put the deck it doesn't push the battery. Then this part, which is really the main phase, these are the main phase wires. They are also being directed through the scooter, so it's not flimsy built, and so far so good. We can kind of see the suspension here, but when you put the deck up, this is a separated compartment. Of course that's not ideal, and I would say that this scooter needs a little bit to be 100% waterproof. However, this one is not rated for IPX5, and it clearly says in the book that this is not a waterproof scooter. On this side of the scooter's body there is a charging port. So this is the charging port. Not really fan of this because, as you can see, it's opened. Spraying of water can damage it. As for the lightnings, it has the front light and this deck light, but there are no turning lights. The rear light, these are just the cat eyes. Custom made tire, just for LANGFEITE. Oh yeah, the scooter has disc brakes. These are smaller disc brakes, but they work very well. And I'm going to test now the scooter. I'm going to do a full range test. I just got 10 kilometers, so I want to see where the scooter stops. Thank you, see you soon. Now let's do a small speed test. 2, 3. The speed test is complete. I think it was around 40. This deck is wide enough for me. For people above 190, it's going to be too small. Like the handlebar height is like on, some generations of Dualtrons, like this. So your arms are fully extended, facing downwards. Look at this. I cannot find the bottom. The scooter's comfort is incredible. It provides cushion through the tires, also through this aluminum suspension with plastic inlets. We are talking about this part and the inner part. Just remember, I did not set up the brakes, so front brake is okay, rear brake is not. 1, 2. That's bad. 2 meters. Okay. Right now I got just one line left out of 5. We're on 24 kilometers. So with one charge you can get around 29 kilometers. However, I am packing, as you can see, this somewhere around 5 kilograms. 100 kilograms of weight gets you 29 kilometers, and that's it. We are talking about 48 volt 15.6 amp hour battery.
In conclusion, the LANGFEITE's entry-level C2 e-scooter makes a bold statement with its dual 800-watt motors and robust all-metal construction. Standing at 187 meters tall, our intentional choice of a larger rider is showcasing the C2's ability to accommodate riders of different sizes, but we recommend looking elsewhere if you are taller than 190. For riders under this height, the C2 delivers swift acceleration, responsive cornering, and an ability to conquer steep hills. The rubbery feel of the buttons adds a touch of quality, while the maximum recommended weight is around 110 kilograms due to suspension hardness. The overall sturdiness is commendable. The C2's aesthetic appeal extends into the night thanks to its shiny exterior and all-around yellow deck lights, enhancing visibility in city traffic. However, we note that the front light could benefit from a slight improvement in brightness. Additionally, while the handlebar width is sufficient for driving, it lacks designated space for extra accessories like phone holders.
Not very easy holding this camera in my hands. There is no place to put anything on the handlebar.
Range-conscious individuals should be cautious, as the battery may limit travel to around 35 kilometers in normal conditions. On the positive side, the compact form facilitates easy travel. In summary, the C2 offers a compelling package with powerful performance, durability, and style. It's a great choice for riders within the specified height range who prioritize a sturdy build and enjoy a smooth urban commuting experience with ability to take the scooter anywhere they please. For the price range under $1,000, these mechanical disc brakes are sufficient enough. Paired with electronic braking, they have enough stopping force. We came to the end. If you are still here, leave a like and get back in 2 days for the news about LANGFEITE other models. Thank you, see you soon.
Wide-wheeled Mercury came out with the EVA foam, which is basically just a soft rubber that provided more cushion, but it was too easy to damage, and therefore we would go with solid tires like Hero Rider had on the X8 or S8 models. LANGFEITE is bringing these wheels back to life.